Too soon? Too soon. Okay. The next on my list that I'm going to do... good question. I'm going to have to find out an intro for my videos because this is quite good fun. I don't often do YouTube videos anymore. I used to do the odd one here and there, and I didn't think it was doing much for me. I could do any one of these because these are all stories that I've physically written. So you've got your... Who knows, you might see your name on one of these. Like Fault and Tongue Nemesis, or Sonic Addict, or Black Cat DP. Toby Deleted 87. That's not very nice, is it? But you've got all these different people. And let's have a look at this one. This person liked it, and I need to know... Well, it would be nice to... Okay, well, fair enough. I'll look at that later because that's someone else's information. I don't want to, get involved with that side of things. So, let's see. Which one would be good? So you've got The Legend of Zelda: The Midnight Hour. You've got At the Beginning. You've got Dragon Ball Z. Oh, I know so many good ones. How about the final chapter to begin with? Excuse me. For that, we're going to need a particular piece of music, and I need to stop this before I get copyrighted. Oh, brilliant. But I probably will get copyrighted for this, even though the story is mine. The actual song behind it is not. So, I got either two choices. One is to play the tune, or the second is not to play it at all. So, let's play the tune at least, and so you get the general idea. Oh, whoops. I don't think it showed that. If it did, then that would have been good. But I don't know if it does. So, to give you sort of like a breakdown of the characters and everything would be take too long. But to put it simply, each one of the characters, so him, there's loads of hymns, him, and all the characters basically have Beyblades, and I don't have one to show you, but basically they contain the spirits of monsters and dragons, and each one has their own unique ability. So some have flight, some have wood, some have fire, some have water, some have storms, and they're all different. So some don't naturally, but this is a sort of tune that really get... And before you get any funny ideas, my hands are here. Notice. Anyway, that's basically the tune that I wanted to use to get you in sort of like the mindset. So, sometimes there is a need for understanding. Sometimes there is a need for someone to be with you, even at the worst of times. Sometimes there doesn't need to have to be a reason or reasons behind someone or some things' actions. Sometimes there isn't need for an explanation. Tyson Granger walked past his now passed away grandfather's dojo, remembering all the fun times that he and the BBA Revolution had there. He smiled as he watched some kids play nearby on some swings. Kinda reminds me of when I was little, he whispered as the wind blew past his face, lifting up his hair. Without Boris to control what was left of the now destroyed Bega organisation, Brooklyn, Ming Ming, and the rest of the Beybladers had decided to take a much-needed vacation. Tyson walked inside of the dojo and took a look around. The place itself needed more work done to it. There was a huge hole in the roof from when Tyson had fallen through it, while trying to convince Kai that he didn't take Dranza that one time. Basically, to put it simple, Dranza was the Beyblade that Kai, that I mentioned in here, owned, and he was being chased across the roof of his grandfather's dojo, and then he fell straight through it. It didn't happen in the series, it's just something that I came up with. Most of the dojo was covered in spiders' webs, but that didn't stop Tyson from walking through them into the dojo. I don't understand what would happen to your face if you walked through them. Most of the spiders decided to crawl up Tyson, but he paid them no attention. I should really listen to my own advice, shouldn't I? Sometimes life is just what you make of it. Sometimes friendship really does make a difference, like it or not. Sometimes old enemies can still have fun together, regardless of what tore them apart in the first place. Tyson kneeled down and picked up his Dragoon Metal Storm Beyblade from the centre of the dojo's wooden floorboards. The memories of the battle with Brooklyn came flooding back to him, and he smiled. Who could forget the mighty Saint Shields, for which Tyson wouldn't have become half the Beyblader he was, standing in the dojo where he was brought up and where he had first met Dragoon for the first time. Tyson turned around and began to walk out of the dojo, the rays of sunlight filling the old dojo up. The Majestics were a tough match too. Tyson nodded to himself as he remembered Oliver's words. Being able to call out your Bit Beast attack is good, but if you can't control your Bit Beast, then you're going nowhere. How true that was. Because the first time Tyson fought Kane and Cyber Dragoon of Team Psychic, he needed 100%, of Dragoon's power. Tyson looked up and started to notice the outline of Daichi waiting for him at the front of the dojo. He chuckled to himself as he remembered the first time he met Daichi, always wanting to battle him and so on. Well, Daichi meant wanting to battle Tyson. He never thought that he would quit, but Daichi had come a long way since he first met Tyson. All the memories of his battles, all of his accomplishments and losses, came flooding back to the world champion Beyblader. Hey, Tyson, hurry up or we'll be late! I can't do Daichi's voice. Daichi's voice echoed throughout the courtyard of the dojo as Tyson sighed to himself. Some things never change, do they, Daichi? Daichi blinked and narrowed his eyes at Tyson. Sure, he had heard something. What was that? Tyson chuckled and began to race toward Daichi. Nothing, partner. Tyson, the world champion Beyblader, had come so far and learned so much. 3 times world champion, with the 4th world championship coming up. So Tyson and Daichi were now walking side by side, headed for the seaside. Yeah? Tyson looked over to Daichi, who was deep in thought. I was just thinking, do you think the others are going to want to crack at us? Tyson then laughed, much to the surprise of Daichi, who blinked. But what's so funny, Tyson? Daichi asked. Tyson was now in his own world, thinking about the many times Kai had tried to face him, and even when he had took a crack at him to become world champion. That would have been in season 3. So I recommend, if you're going to watch Beyblade, watch it from season 1 to season 3, and then read this again. Tyson, Daichi questioned again. Only then Tyson blinked and came out of his own world. I don't know, Daichi, they probably will. Tyson smiled, then Daichi smiled. Well, they'll have to go through us in order to get the title, and I don't mean to brag, Tyson, but I don't think they'll get past us in our lifetime. Tyson nodded and carried on walking next to Daichi. Sometimes there is a time to let go. That's basically one of my more deeper ones. And in the next story that I'll either read Problem in New York City or Twilight Sakura, because that one is quite deep. And if you don't know much about Cardcaptor Sakura, I'll try and give like my generalized rundown. I'll have to use Wikipedia and I'll have to use all the others, but hopefully it'll be something rather than nothing, eh? Anyway, later.